our song. So let's go back to where it began and where it all started from. Take this chance, one last dance, cause I've been waiting way too long. Take my hand, I wanna show you something. Promise I've been dying to see ya. They say the grass ain't always greener. I guess what they're saying is true. In my dreams, that's where I seen her. Take my heart and take all of me, girl. Let me show you what I wanna do. I wanna spend the rest of my life with you. Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half, left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here? Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half, left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Yeah, where do we go from here? Are you listening, darling? Are you listening, darling? Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half, left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here?
Hello and welcome back everybody to another live stream. So it is Thursday the 1st of August. It is a new month, of course. So yeah, there are some new levels that we need to be aware of. Of course, we can look at monthly levels. We can look at of course, a new monthly candle. We also have a new monthly naked point of control as well to be aware of. Okay, so yeah, a new month, exactly like a new week, is something that is very important to be aware of. And yeah, there are things that we need to of course be aware of, like I said. So yeah, of course, we will run through all of that today. We'll run through what is currently going on, what I've been doing, what we can kind of expect, right, in the near term future, right, and those next kind of like trade setups that we can be looking for, right? So yeah, that's kind of what we're going to go through today. Of course, if that all sounds interesting, please make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Really helps me out, helps the channel out, and I can continue to bring this content to you. And of course, if you are new, subscribe to the channel as well. And make sure you turn that bell notification on, because yeah, I do feel like I am giving some valuable information out. So yeah, please make sure you smash that thumbs up button once again, and then we will get straight on into what is going on. So yeah, as I'm sure that many of you are aware, we are seeing a bit of a pullback within Bitcoin now. We are seeing a bit of a pullback within Bitcoin, and I know the title of the video is this the end of the Bitcoin bull market? I know it's a bit dramatic. It's clickbait. Hey, of course, we don't know whether this is going to be the end of the bull market. Okay, but we can have a pretty good understanding of where price is going, right? And we have a pretty good understanding of, if price starts to lose certain levels, right? This is where we think, okay, this can be the end of the bull market, right? So yeah, these are all things that we will talk about. So yeah, let's jump straight on into it. So, like I said, I'm sure you are aware, right? Bitcoin is pulling back, right? Bitcoin is having a bit of a pullback here. And what are we doing? Okay, what are we doing? Well, we're actually breaking bullish structure, right? And I've been on at this for some time now. Okay, I've been on at this saying that yes, this is very bullish. This structure is really good. We can be looking for a new all-time high, but as soon as we start to lose this bullish structure, this is when it starts to look pretty bad for Bitcoin. Okay, this is when it starts to look pretty bad. Now, yeah, just want to let you know quickly, I have actually I have closed that long trade that I was in. Okay, so remember the original long trade from the range low here. Okay, so this was the original long trade that we took, which was all the way back down here off of the failed auction of that previous range low. Okay, so we entered into that long trade there. Of course, that long trade did really, really well, right? Okay, we were getting, we had a really nice rise towards the upside. Okay, we were of course taking profits on the way up. Okay, this was absolutely an amazing long trade. And then what we actually did is we entered into a new long trade. So we were talking about this new long trade here. And yeah, this was, of course, given to the team in the daily market update. And then, of course, I let the team know on the Discord that I took the trade. As you can see here, just compounded the long trade, added to the long trade. And yeah, that in itself was just an absolutely amazing trade as well. So yeah, those were the two long trades that I'd taken. So the original one, and then I added to the long trade. And yeah, initially we have actually now been stopped out of that trade because I moved the stop loss to entry on that. And yeah, here it is. So you can see just a little over 10,000 in a profit. So yeah, that was a really, really, really nice trade. And yeah, I can't complain from that, right? I left a little bit left in the trade, right? I did leave a little bit left in the trade. And at one point it was like $2,000 in a profit, that trade. But for me, it was more of like, okay, I would rather leave the capital in the trade and wait and see if we do see a new all-time high, because it was, it was a possibility that we could continue up and reach new all-time highs. Now that we've been stopped out, it's looking a little bit less likely. Doesn't mean it's impossible, but it is looking a little bit less likely. So yeah, just wanted to let you know that trade is now closed. And yeah, we are breaking this structure. So like I've been talking about for some time, right? Remember what's happened previously, right? Where we've had this really nice bullish structure here. Okay, we've had this really nice bullish structure. As you can see, price was looking really bullish. Everybody was expecting new all-time highs. Okay, then what happened? We started to form bearish market structure. We broke the bullish structure and we saw continued lower highs and lower lows for that bearish market structure, right? And that actually, brought us down to new lows, where, of course, we took that long trade from there. Okay, and from the long trade from there, right, what did we see? Okay, we saw bullish structure again, right? We saw continuous, right, higher highs after higher lows after higher highs after higher lows. Okay, and that was initially really, really bullish. Okay, this rise was really bullish. But again, right up here, what was everybody expecting? Right, everybody was expecting new all-time highs. Right, we're in a bull market. Okay, so any huge bullish rise like this, people are going to expect new all-time highs, right? Then what did we see? Okay, we started to see price pull back after we saw millions of new long trades open up here. Okay, and of course we were looking at a short trade from up here. We had a short trade. Okay, then price started to pull back. Okay, all of those longs at the high, right, were now underwater and we're now forced to cover, right? Then price starts to pull back even more, because remember, it's that domino effect, right? It can't, the long trades at the high, once they cover, right, they push price lower because they're selling into the market. Where do they push the price down to? Okay, well, they push the price down to more long trades, who then are forced to cover. And it's just that domino effect of more and more and more long trades covering, which continues to push the price lower and lower and lower. Okay, so of course we had the very bullish structure, which turned into this very bearish structure right here. Okay, and of course, where did that take us? Well, that took us all the way down to a new low, all the way down here, right? Now we're seeing the exact same thing play out here, right? The exact same thing. And we've been talking about this for a while, where we've got this really nice bullish structure towards the upside. Okay, really nice bullish structure. Okay, this is great, right? Higher highs after higher lows, higher highs after higher lows. It's great, right? Everybody's talking about a new all-time high. Even myself, right? I'm saying, okay, if this continues, we can be going to a new all-time high, right? But I understand where the invalidation of this is, okay? And the invalidation of this has kind of been tapped already, right? Because we've had, of course, the short trade setup, which was given to the team in the daily market update. As you can see here, in this video, in this daily market update, I was explaining to the team, if we form a failed auction of this high, we can look to enter into the short trade, right? That's exactly what happened. Okay, I didn't take the short trade. I unfortunately missed the short trade. I know that FR Trader, okay, I know that FR Trader did actually, where is it? Here. I know FR Trader actually did take the trade. As you can see here, so FR Trader actually took that trade. So he, of course, made a really, really nice trade there, okay? And yeah, of course, we've had this big, big pullback. Now what is happening, okay? We're starting to break that bullish structure, right? We've taken out these two series of lows here, okay? So we're starting to break that bullish structure, right? Now if we come up, okay, let's say we come up, we form a lower high, we start to look bearish here. Of course, we can look for a short trade on this move up, right? But if we get that short trade set up, okay, then we're anticipating a lower high for then price to come down and form another lower low, okay? And that's where we start this very bearish structure, okay? Of course, it may not look like this. This is just an example, okay? But we form this very bearish structure to bring us down to those lower targets that we do have. All right, so we've been looking at this for a very long time now. I've been talking about this for ages, okay? We've had this twice before. Bullish structure, very good. Everybody's expecting new all-time highs. What happens, right? We break the bullish structure, we form the bearish structure, we come down for a new low. Okay, we've done the same thing here, right? Very bullish structure. Everybody's expecting new all-time highs. Okay, and even myself, I'm saying if this bullish structure continues, we can look for new all-time highs. But if we lose the bullish structure, we're looking for a new low. Okay, then what happened, right? We broke the bullish structure, we had the bearish market structure, and we came down and formed a new low. Right here, we're seeing the exact same thing. We've got the bullish structure, right? We're now breaking that. So what can we anticipate now? Well, we can actually anticipate price coming down to form a new low, right? We can look for price to come down and form a new low, which, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't think is a bad target whatsoever, right? I understand that a lot of people are probably going to hate me for saying that, okay? And I understand that a lot of people are perma bulls on the market, okay, and think that the price is only ever going to go up, okay, and we're going to go to new all-time highs. But that's not the reality of it, okay? And those people will never, ever, ever succeed in a market like this, okay? Because, yes, right, in the long term, if they put time in hands, okay, and they can hold their trade throughout the whole of the bear markets, okay, then yes, I see in the future them doing okay, right? But as a retail trader, we understand a lot of them get very emotional, okay? And, the reality of it is they probably will get wrecked. So having a mindset like that is the wrong way to think about it, right? I'm looking at very simple technical analysis here, but sometimes, okay, you have to forget the advanced stuff, okay, and just strip everything back and go to the basics, okay? What I am looking at here is basic market structure, right? And basic rinse and repeat. Okay, I like to say that rinse and repeat what works. Okay, a few months ago I was talking about the lovely trading streak I went on when I was literally shorting SFP after SFP of the all-time high. Okay, I did that 6 times, and 6 of those trades were profitable trades, okay? And all it was just rinsing and repeating what worked, okay? And then what actually happened, okay, is I shorted the absolute all-time high for another swing failure pattern, which was the 6th swing failure pattern. And we saw this big, big correction, and we haven't hit a new all-time high ever since, okay? So, if we continue to do that, right, if we continue to swing failure, all-time high, swing failure, all-time high, of course, I would have rinsed and repeated it. I would have continued to do that until it didn't work, right? And that's the same, that's the same mindset that I have right now, okay? We understand bullish structure breaks, okay? We have a failed auction or a swing failure pattern of range high, okay? We then form the bearish structure for a new low, right? That's happened once before. And then here, it's happened twice before. Swing value pattern, okay, after the bullish structure. Then we have the bearish structure. Here again, we've got the bullish structure. We've had the failed auction here, okay. Now we are looking for that bearish structure. I'm literally rinsing and repeating what works, okay. It's happened twice before, okay. Let's see if it happens for a third time, okay? Of course, we took advantage of it back here where we had this big, beautiful short. We took advantage of it here when we had that big, beautiful short as well, okay? Unfortunately, here I have missed that short trade, okay? But of course, I know that at least one of the members did take that trade because he showed it over on the Bitcoin TA. But of course, that was given to the team on the Visionary Discord as well. But yeah, just this is kind of what we can be looking for, right? Rinsing and repeating, right? Right now, we are stalling a little bit. We found a little bit of support at the mid-range of this descending parallel channel, okay? But this is another reason why I don't think a new low, okay, is stupid, right? Because what are we doing, right? We're just range trading within this descending parallel channel, okay? We're, of course, still in this very bearish structure here as well. So for me right now, a new low, okay, is a valid thing to be looking at, right? It is a valid target, okay, a very valid target, and it doesn't mean I think that the bear market is over, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that the bear market is over. Okay, it just means that temporarily we're most likely, okay, going to see a pullback for a new low. Where, of course, okay, again, going back to the rinse and repeat, okay, I'm going to rinse and repeat what I've done previously and what has worked previously, okay? Remember, right, what happened, okay, on this low here, right? I longed that, right? I took that long trade. Let's see if we can put it up here. Okay, I took the long trade from there off of the failed auction of the range low, right? Because, of course, we were viewing this as a range back here. Okay, we were viewing that, anchor it on there. Okay, we were viewing that, and let's get rid of this one. We were viewing it as a range like this. Okay, this is how we were previously viewing it. Okay, as this range, right? We got the failed auction of range low. I longed that, okay, and we took that up. We were anticipating a new all-time high at the range high, but we didn't get that. Okay, instead, what did we get? Okay, we got the short trade setup, right? Then what did I do? Right, I took the long trade from here. Okay, this is the most recent. Well, I say the most recent, the most recent, but two, because of course I took another long trade on this low here. But if I can find it, here we go. Right, this was the long trade from the range low. Okay, the initial long trade from the range low, and that was again just a very simple, right, failed auction of the new range low. Okay, the new range low. So I've done this twice now, right, where I've longed the failed auction of the range low. Okay, so again, I'm going, if I see the same setup, I'm going to rinse and repeat it. I'm literally just going to do it again, okay, because it is what is working, right? If you have something that works, just continue to execute it, right? So now, right, we're looking at, of course, price possibly coming down to a new low, right? We now have this updated range low at $52,994. Okay, if price is going to come down here, okay, we've got the bearish structure, of course. If we come down, we form a failed auction, we reclaim, right? I'm looking for that long trade, okay? I'm looking for that long trade down here. That is my plan, okay, on this move down, right? That is going to be my plan. If we come down, I'm going to rinse and repeat what I've previously done, and that is literally to long, okay, the range low, okay, of this big 12-hour range that we are in. Now, what I also understand, okay, is that we are in this big bearish structure. So, okay, am I going to be looking for all-time high? No, okay, I'm not going to be looking for all-time high because we have lower high after lower high after lower high after lower high. So the anticipation is actually we're probably going to continue this. Okay, so of course, I'm going to be taking profits. Mid-range is going to be a big take profit. If say we took the long here, we get the long setup, we see the rise. Mid-range is of course a big take profit. Okay, but like I always do, and like I did with this long trade from here, I left a little bit left in the trade. Okay, I had $900 left in the trade. And yeah, when it was up at the high, it was $2,000 in a profit. Okay, but I left that in the trade just to see whether we do see all-time high. So yes, we can anticipate another lower high, right? Again, just metaphorically say that we get the trade here, we get the rise. Okay, of course, yes, I'm looking to take profits on the way up. That is what traders, successful traders do. You have to be able to take profit. Okay, but what I like to do is I like to leave a little bit left in the trade just to see if I can squeeze more profits out of the trade, because of course, what are we looking for on this move up, right? Well, we're looking for bullish market structure. Okay, if the bullish market structure continues, we can go to all-time high. But then what we remember, okay, is that twice before here, and maybe for a third time here, that bullish structure has turned into bearish structure, where we then actually come down and form a new low. Okay, so again, I'd be looking for the same thing. Do we form a high, take out the high for a failed auction swing value pattern, and then come down for a new low? Okay, again, it's just rinsing and repeating what works. Okay, at the moment, okay, failed auctions from the range low, okay, on this 12-hour range has worked perfectly for the long trades. And then, of course, the swing failure or failed auction pattern from the highs, okay, have worked perfectly as well. You know, this is, 4 for 4 at this moment. Well, let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 5 at this moment in time, because of course, right, we took the short trade from up here, we took the long trade from here, we took the short trade from here, we took the long trade from there. So that's 4 for 4 again. Then the fifth, okay, short trade from here, I didn't take it. Okay, I was away from my computer at the time, I didn't take the short trade, but right, if I did take it, it would have been 5 for 5. Then if we come down, okay, and let's just say we did take a loss, right? Let's say, okay, price did come down, okay, to this target that we do have, right? We did get a nice little reaction, but then we pulled back, okay? That's fine, okay? We don't have to trade that anymore, right? We traded it until it didn't work, right? There were 6 trades, okay, that we were looking at in this idea that we have, okay? There were 6 trades, 5 of them were profitable, 1 of them was not profitable, okay? But if you have your risk management in check, okay, you would have been extremely profitable off of this, right? Because of course, your take profit is much, much bigger than what your stop loss is. All right. So this is just rinsing and repeating what works. Okay. Right now, okay, the strategy that I have, which is shorting the failed auction or swing failure pattern of the high, okay, to pull back to long the failed auction of the range low, to then come back up, short this, come back down, long this, short this, has been 100% successful. Do I expect it to continue to be 100% successful? No. Okay. I understand that at some point this is not going to work. Okay. We are probably going to get stopped out of one of these trades in the future. Okay. But that's then when I stop trading it. Okay. And then I look for something new. Okay, it's exactly like, when I wish I could find and remember what stream it was, but I was going through all of the trades that we were taking, the short trades we were taking from all-time high, where I was just shorting all-time high after all-time high after all-time high, because we had a very simple swing value pattern, right? It worked 6 out of the 6 times because all I was doing was rinsing and repeating, okay? And that one, in that case, right, we didn't end up hitting a loss, because then we just got a big pullback and we never ended up taking all-time high out again. Okay, but just literally, you need to look for these patterns, right, and rinse and repeat them. Okay, so for me, it's just been absolutely amazing trading this 12-hour range. Okay, and if this is going to continue, right, all I'm going to do is continue to trade what works, right? Continue to trade what works. It's proven, right? It's proven. Like there's no hiding it. Okay, the proof is there. Okay, all of the proof, is of course all the trades that I take, I put in this Discord, right? So all the proof is there. All of these, in fact, yeah, all of these trades, the short from there, the long from there, the short from here, the long from there, were all put in the Discord. All of them were put in the Discord, right? Amazing, just absolutely amazing trades, and it's just quite satisfying to see this play out, because it's taken me a very, very long time, and it feels a lot longer than it has been. Okay, but it's taken me a very, very long time to get to this point, and now it's just extremely satisfying when you can identify patterns. Okay, and this is a pattern that we have identified, okay, at this moment in time, right? Beautiful bullish market structure. Okay, we have the failed auction or swing failure pattern. Market structure changes, we get this big pullback for a low. Same thing again, right? Big bullish structure, swing failure pattern. Okay, market structure changes, we get this big pullback. Okay, we're seeing it now. Okay, big beautiful bullish market structure. Then we get the failed auction, swing failure pattern. Okay, in this case, it was a failed auction. And then we break the bullish structure. Now we can be looking for the bearish structure. Okay, this is a big part of trading. You need to be looking for these patterns, right? Once you can spot these patterns and see, I'm not talking about like triangle patterns. I'm not talking about head and shoulders patterns. Yes, they have their place in trading. Okay, for me, not as much as they do for other people. Okay, But when I say I'm looking for patterns, okay, I'm looking for things that the markets are just constantly doing at the moment, right? Things that the market are constantly doing, and just literally rinse and repeat that. Remember, okay, swing failure pattern after swing failure pattern after swing failure pattern of the all-time high. I was just shorting and shorting and shorting at this moment in time. Okay, now I'm trading this bullish structure into bearish structure, bullish structure into bearish structure, bullish structure. Now we've got this bearish structure, okay? Again, I haven't shorted this. Unfortunately, I was away from the computer. Does it mean that I'm going to completely miss the move towards the downside? Not necessarily. I mean, yes, I could if price literally just dumps down there, but I'm actively looking for a short trade on a rise towards the upside. So if we see a rise, okay, what I was walking through with the team this morning actually was, let's see if we can find it. So was it this one? Yeah, so kind of something like this where we see a rise up, right? We have a new monthly naked point of control. So this, pre-July, okay, the month of July, okay, the new monthly naked point of control was printed last night at midnight here in the UK. Actually, was it midnight or is it 1 o'clock here? I always forget because I'm never up that late. I believe it's 1 o'clock here in the UK when a new naked point of control prints. I can't remember though. But we've got a new naked point of control at $67,300, right? If we see a rise towards the upside, okay, we start to look bearish at this level. I'm looking for a short trade, okay, because what can we anticipate? Right, we can anticipate a lower high, okay, for price to then come down and form a new lower low and confirm that bearish market structure. Then what are we looking for? Right, well, we're then actually looking for price to come and form a new low. Okay, so we can be looking for this trade to come all the way down to possibly $51,700, where we have another monthly naked point of control, and we have lots of support at that level. Okay, so for me, it's possibly, for me, it's actively looking for a short trade. Am I going to enter into a short trade here, even though I'm looking for lower prices? No, absolutely not. That's not how I trade. It's the easiest way to get absolutely wrecked in this market. Okay, I like to look for short trades on any rise towards the upside. So I want to see a rise with weakness. Okay, I want to see a rise with weakness. If I see the setup, I will take the setup. I will take that short trade, and I'll be looking for that short trade to take us all the way down to a new low, okay, below $53,200. Okay, of course, if we continue that bearish market structure. So that's what I'm looking for. Does that mean I think price is going to come down to $43,000, $40,000, $30,000, $20,000 end of the bear market, Bitcoin over? No. Okay. That's not what I mean. Okay, I'm looking to short down, okay, to that range low where, again, I can be looking for a long trade. Again, like I've been saying, rinse and repeat what works. Okay, so this is what I'll be looking for if we come down here. Okay, I'll be looking for a long trade like I did the prior 2 times. Okay, yes, I was bearish on these moves down here. Okay, yes, I shorted these moves down. Okay, yes, I left a little bit left in those trades to see if we did see further downside. Okay, but it didn't stop me from taking a long trade when I saw the long trade setup. And as you can see, both of those long trades were very, very successful trades. Okay, this trade here was taken on the 2nd of May. We can actually go ahead and find it in the Discord. This was just the textbook trade that I look for. Absolutely beautiful. Where are we here? June. Still June and May here. Yeah, so this was at the start of May we took this trade, I remember. So that was the 26th. We still in May? No, we've gone to April. We've gone a little bit too far here. Right, May the 15th. So that's a big jump. So here we go. Yeah, this was the long trade that I took on the 2nd of May. Okay, I've taken the long trade, right? That was from the range low, of course. That was the short trade off of the POC. That was a beautiful short trade that we took down to the range low. right, where we then took that long trade. As you can see very quickly, right, we TP1s, right, we locked in that TP1 there off that really nice rise towards the upside. Okay, as you can see there, $2,000 realized profit. Stop losses at entry, risk-free trade. Can't complain with that, can I? And then I'm saying here, now that's a good rise, right? Beautiful rise, lots of new longs coming in, open interest increasing, okay, and price just continued to rise. As you can see here, we got above the value area low. We came up to the mid-range there, which offers another TP, okay. So yeah, this was just an absolutely beautiful trade towards the upside. And yeah, looks like maybe I took a little bit of a loss there, but that was a long trade, of course. Just an absolutely amazing long trade from there, and then of course, you know, the most recent long trade, right, from the recent range low. That one has now just been fully closed, okay, because we moved the stop loss to entry, completely risk-free trade. So where was that one? So that one was here. So that one was here. So this was the long trade that I gave to the team from the range low. So that was from $56,700 approximately. And yeah, that one, like I said, is now fully closed. And yeah, we took a little over $10,000 on that trade. So that was an absolutely amazing trade. Yeah, one of my biggest trades recently, which was really nice to see. And then yeah, that was a little short an intraday short trade that we took. But yeah, absolutely amazing, right? So again, you know, I'm just literally looking to continue this, right? Literally looking to continue trading this, right? If we come down to range low, I see the setup I want to see. Of course, I'm going to take that long trade. And actually, right, if we come down, okay, if we come down to this new range low, I like this more for a long trade than I did this long trade and I did this long trade. The reason being is because we're actually coming into much more support, okay? Now, you can look at it two ways. You can look at it as being really good for a long trade that we can, of course, look for really strong support, and we can look for a really nice long trade, right? Or you can look at it in such a way that this is really strong support. If we lose this support, we can see a big move down, okay? But what we actually have is a monthly naked point of control there. We have a POC from the previous range back here, right? There's lots of support down here, lots of support. So if price is going to come down here, okay, if price is going to come down here, we hold that support, we failed auction that range low, right? This just offers an amazing long trade setup. Of course, the icing on the cake with the cherry on top, that would be mass shorts opening up at the low on the reclaim of the range low, okay, would signal trapped traders. And for me, that would just be the perfect long trade setup for a rise towards the upside. Again, what we have to remember is price is forming continuous lower high after lower high after lower high. So the expectation is another lower high, okay? But again, you know, we can, if we can break that bearish structure, of course, we can make a new all-time high. But again, you know, we still need to remain aware of a bigger pullback, right? So yeah, for me, it's just patience right now. I want to look for a short trade now. Okay, I want to look for a short trade now. So I'm looking for another rise because remember, we're now expecting bearish market structure to form. Okay, so initially you are looking for a rise. Okay, but that rise to be a lower high. Right, on that lower high, I will be looking for a short trade if I see the short trade set up. If I don't, of course, I won't take the short trade. Okay, but if I see the short trade setup, I will take the short, okay, and I will be anticipating that bearish market structure to continue for of course, a new, where are we? A new low, okay, a new low to come in. Where, of course, if we come down there, right, we can be looking for a new long trade setup, and I will take that long trade like I did the prior two times if we see the setup. If we don't see the setup, I will not take the trade. That's kind of the plan, right? So yeah, if you've got any questions, please do put them in the chat. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have, or if you have anything that you want me to look at, please do put that in the chat as well. If you haven't already, please make sure that you do smash that thumbs up button. Helps me out, helps the channel out, and I can continue to bring this content to you. So yeah, please smash that thumbs up button. It would really help me out. And yeah, again, if you've got anything you want to look at, please put them those in the chat. And of course, if you want access to the Visionary Discord, where I give all of my trades away, of course, you've got the daily market updates in there as well. Yeah, recently we called this long trade perfectly. We called this short trade perfectly as well. Okay, we had this bigger short trade as well. So yeah, if you want access to that, we had this short trade, which was a nice long trade. We saw a little bit of a rise up, not as far as we wanted it to go, but we initially did see a nice little rise towards the upside. So if you want access to all of that, it's the first link in the description. It will take you over to this page here where you can gain access to all of that and the education and the ExoChart templates as well. But if you want the free Discord, that's just the second link in the description. But yeah, I mean, if you've got any questions, please do put them in the chat. We can have a quick look at the stock market. The stock market is having a big pullback as well. So that's kind of drawing Bitcoin down. Ethereum, of course, is having a pullback as well because of Bitcoin is pulling back. That's to be expected. These altcoins are having a big pullback. And yeah, remember what I said a few streams ago, I think it was, if we do start to see signs of strength down here for Bitcoin, that's when I'm going to look at getting into altcoins, right? Back here when Bitcoin was showing signs of strength, that was when to get into altcoins. Okay, that would have been really nice. Okay, you would have made more money on the altcoins than you did on Bitcoin if you took positions on altcoins there. And again, same scenario back there as well. Okay. So for me, right now is not the time to be getting into altcoins. I'm looking at getting into altcoins if Bitcoin shows signs of strength down here, because I understand that, people do want to see those altcoins. We are continuing to pull back here. And I was talking, we were having a little discussion in the Visionary Discord, and Damien and even myself, we were kind of like looking at a possible long trade. Where was it? Here we were looking at like a possible long trade from a range low. I know Damien here was looking for like a developing swing failure pattern. Looking for a swing failure pattern of that low, really, for a nice long trade. I was saying personally at the moment, I don't like the fact that no shorts are coming in. I'd prefer to see new shorts opening up. And yeah, that's kind of why I wasn't really interested in the long trade from there. And yeah, what's happened since? Okay, prices just continue to pull back, right? Prices literally just continue to pull back. So yeah, for me, it's like, if no shorts are opening up, what we're seeing here is like a long squeeze, right? We're just squeezing out all of those longs, and that's when it can get very messy. Okay, and that's when a lot of people can get pretty wrecked, right? So yeah, let's have a little bit of a zoomed in perspective here, see what's going on. So, we've got this very bearish structure on these lower time frames, okay? And of course, if this continues, right, this is now going to feed into the higher time frames. You can already see it, right? The 2 hour, very obvious bearish structure here. It's not looking too good for Bitcoin at this moment, especially whilst we're losing all of this nice bullish structure. Eric, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you back. Hello. I don't like trading small altcoins because it all depends on Bitcoin. If you don't have the perfect risk management, you can be completely wrecked. Yeah, that is very true. And yeah, personally for me, again, I don't like to trade like small altcoins either. I have to look for altcoins that have a minimum daily volume of like 10 million. Okay, I still understand that they can be classed as small altcoins, but I'll never look at an altcoin that kind of has lower daily volume of 10 million. But yeah, like the meme coins, we understand, right, that these meme coins are doing very well in this bull market. They don't necessarily have a use. They don't necessarily they're not necessarily going to be around in a year's time. Okay, they're probably going to be dead altcoins, a lot of them, in a year's time. But what we have to understand is that at the moment they are doing really well, and that's kind of what I'm looking for. If I start to see a sign of strength on Bitcoin, if we see a much bigger pullback, like I said, down to I don't know why the thing keeps popping up. It's so annoying. But yeah, if we see a bigger pullback, right, down here, okay, and we start seeing a sign of strength on Bitcoin, that's when I'm going to get into possibly some meme coins, right? Again, applying proper risk management, as I always do. Okay, I will be applying proper risk management, but that's when I'm looking at getting into some meme coins. Okay, because I know that the last two, right? Again, it's like rinse and repeat. What works, right? The last time Bitcoin showed strength here, okay, and here, right? Meme coins did really, really well on both of these rises towards the upside, okay? On both of these rises towards the upside, meme coins did really, really well. Meme coins did well when Bitcoin showed strength. So if Bitcoin's going to do the same thing, right, we take the long trade on Bitcoin, okay, you see sign of strength on Bitcoin, then of course I'm going to look to just position myself, not very heavily, but just position myself in a few comfortable long trades as well on altcoins. They don't necessarily have to be leveraged longs, okay? Because what we have to understand is you can probably make more money on spot meme coins than you can on leverage Bitcoin. It's absurd how much money you can actually make on those. And of course, I want a little piece of the pie. Of course, I'm not going to get greedy. Okay, I'm going to apply proper risk management. Okay, I understand all of those things. I'm going to put my usual trading rules into these trades, so they are going to be valid trades, right? But I will just remain a little bit cautious. But yeah, talking about like it all depends on Bitcoin. That kind of that's what gives me the signal really to enter into the altcoins. Yes, it all depends on Bitcoin, right? But if Bitcoin's showing strength, why not? Why not? That's how I see it really. But I know trading altcoins is, especially meme coins, is very risky, and believe me, I've been on the wrong end of it. A few years ago, I was on the wrong end of a lot of bad trades, right? A few years ago, one of them being a big loss on a specific altcoin. Okay, and that was pretty heavy hitting, right? But it was because I wasn't using proper risk management. Okay, I was getting greedy, wasn't applying proper risk management, now that I've fixed all of those things, I understand that I can never let that happen to myself again. Okay, I know that I'm in a very, very good place in trading. I know my rules. I know my risk. Okay, I know my risk management strategies. I know everything. Okay, that I need to know to succeed in these markets. So it's literally just implementing those, and I know I will be okay. Okay, I know I will be okay. There's no way that I can get wrecked in these markets anymore. And it is as simple as clicking your fingers, okay, not getting wrecked in the market. It is literally as simple as that. But it's hard to say it. It's like it's very, very easy, but at the same time it's very hard. It's not hard to do, okay? It's easy to do. I want to say this right. It's easy to do, but it's hard to implement, because it's like sometimes it's just like emotion, isn't it? Really, it's like sometimes if you have taken, maybe it's a little loss on the day, okay, it's like revenge trading. okay, you want to make that back, and then you want to make more as well. So it's like you double down on the margin you put in a trade, or you double down on the leverage, and that's what wrecks you, okay? And that's the hard part. The hard part is not doing those silly things, right? The easy part is, putting the rules in place, okay, and saying I'm going to stick to these rules, okay. But the hard thing, that's the easy thing, right? But the hard thing is actually like doing it. But then if you think about it, it is easy because all you have to do is not do it. I think maybe it just sounds easy to say, and again, I've been through it. I know I've 100% been through it. Okay, I think every successful trader that you would ever meet will say the same thing. They've been through that point, and even non-successful traders that have given up. Okay, they will say the exact same thing, and it's all about, can you get through that stage? Can you learn through that stage? And can you come out on the right side? That's literally it. Chasing the price and not taking profits is the biggest mistake by retails, I think. That was one of the biggest losses I took ever. I was chasing, and I was not taking profit again. I was just chasing more and more and more. I was getting greedy, and I thought, this is going to be the biggest trade in the world, and I was shut up pretty quickly. Let's just leave it at that. So it's very important thing is taking profit, right? Now you will see me, okay, take a TP1 and move that stop loss to entry sometimes pretty quickly, okay, because it's like, right, I've got a good trade here. Let's not turn a winning trade into a losing trade. Yes, it's very easy to think, okay, I think we're going to go here, right? But sometimes, okay, sometimes you're not going to go to your full target, right? It's like, for example, right? Let's ignore this price action here, okay? What I was viewing back here was, of course, this range, okay? I was viewing this as a range, right? As always, a TP1 is the mid-range, okay? So the mid-range was sat around this level here. Okay, so of course, I took a TP1 there, right? But then we started to see price continue to rise a little bit higher, okay? And of course, my TP2, okay, on paper, the strategy, okay, TP2 is range high up here, right? But I took a TP2 before range high. Why? Okay, because I started to understand weakness up here. So I took a TP2 before we got to all-time high. It's literally just being able to adapt to that, right? Literally being able to adapt to that. Taking profits. You don't always have to go to your final target, I don't think. I don't think you always have to go to your final target. If you have a final target, okay, leave a little bit left in the trade and let's see if that target is hit. But don't do that all the time. Of course, I can't give financial advice, but personally, I'm always taking profits earlier than my targets are a lot of the time. It's a tough one. It is tough, but again, it's one of those that is very easy. It is very easy, but for some reason, because of our emotions, I think we just make it very hard for ourselves. So and what I like to say is, you're not a real trader unless you take profits. Unless you take profits, you're not a real trader. So taking profits is a very, very important thing. Otherwise, you're not going to make it. If you never take profits, right, you're never gonna make any money in the markets ever. So taking profits is another big thing. I still don't believe that we're seeing loads of shorts coming in. We've got 35 million new long trades at this low. Yeah, that could get quite messy. That could still get quite messy. 35 million new long trades, and pretty much all of them are underwater already. That's just screaming for more downside. That is literally just screaming for more downside. All of these people that are longing right now, okay, are people you do not want to be, right? You do not want to be these people. I haven't taken any long trades on this move down. I haven't taken any long trades on this move down. I'm not even just shorting this move down. All of these people, okay, are trying to catch a falling knife, literally, right? This is the definition of trying to catch a falling knife. 8 million new long trades here, 6 million here, 12 million here, 4 million there, 11 million there. They're literally trying to catch a falling knife. They're all underwater, right? 35 million here. Most of them are underwater at this moment in time. These are traders that you really don't want to trade like. They're just trying to catch a falling knife here, and it's just not going to work in favor for them. Maybe at some point it will, but the majority of the time they're just going to get completely wrecked. Like, I don't see a valid long trade from here. I don't see why loads of long trades are coming in. I just don't see anything. I don't know what these people see. But of course, that's what we love to take advantage of here. We like to take advantage of these silly traders. Like here, we had millions of longs opening up at the high. Here we had millions of shorts opening up at the low. Okay, we forced them to cover. We took advantage of that by longing that and shorting that. Yeah, that's what we take advantage of. So we're quite happy that people don't know how to trade. But then you can't help feeling bad for some people, right? Because they're just constantly getting wrecked, and we're taking advantage of that, right? Which is horrible to think, but like I say quite a lot, you're in this market for yourself. Whatever you do is it's all down to you. Ben, good to see you back, my friend. Good to see you back. Did your long trade get stopped out? It did, yes. So, the long trade was stopped out at entry. So, of course, the original long trade was from, was it this one here? No, so this, that was the one that we added to. No, sorry, that's not one there. This one here. So, of course, we had the long from range low. Okay, and then what did I do? I added to the long trade here. Okay, on this pullback, I added to the long trade for another move up. And because I'd closed the majority of this long from the range low already, my stop loss was, it was kind of at this 786. So it was kind of at, my entry, was $63,600 approximately. And what I did is I moved my stop loss, of course, to that entry. So it was a risk-free trade. And of course, I let the team know as well. Long was stopped at entry here. So that, was closed in $10,076 in a profit. So that was a really nice trade. Really, really nice trade. Cannot complain one bit with that trade. I think, that's been my biggest trade of 2024. So, I really can't complain with that whatsoever. So, fully closed now. And, of course, we had the short trade from up here, which of course was given to the team on the daily market update on the 29th. I didn't take it because I was away from the computer, unfortunately. I wish I had. But sometimes we do miss the trades. But I know that I'm happy to see that FR Trader did take the trade here. Very happy with this trade, took the short. As you can see there, he took the trade. So he's done really well off of that. So that's good to see. But like I was saying earlier, right? Moving the stop loss to entry, that is like a very underrated skill, I think, not even a skill, like an underrated tool in trading, right? Moving your stop loss to entry. It's another big thing that a lot of people don't do. But why wouldn't you? You know, if you've taken a TP1 already, move that stop loss to entry. It's then a free trade because you've taken profit. Okay, if you move your stop loss to entry, you're going to make profit either way. There's no way that you can lose money. Okay, on the trade, it's impossible. Okay, it's impossible to lose money on the trade unless some black swan event happened and the exchange wasn't able to close your trade or something. But yeah, that's just never happened to me. And I don't know anyone that's happened to. So yeah, moving the stop loss to entry is another really, really important thing, I think. But yeah, again, you know, what can we view now, right? Bullish structure. Bullish structure has been broken. Bearish structure, right? Can that bearish structure take us to a new low? Possibly, right? Probabilities say it will. Okay, so yeah, it's just a matter of patience. Of course, I'm actively looking for a new short trade because I missed the short trade from up here. So I'm going to look for a rise, for a lower high, okay, for then price to continue lower possibly. So yeah, we will see how that pans out, of course. And then, of course, looking for the long again from range low, like I've done twice before. Okay, from here, the long up, here, the long up. And yeah, of course, I've already shown you in this live stream both of those trades that I gave to the team on the Discord, right? The proof is literally in the Discord. So yeah, of course, almost been live here for an hour. So if you've got any more questions, if you have any questions, anything you want me to look at, please do put them in the chat, and I will be happy to look at anything you want to look at or answer any questions you have. And if you haven't, please do make sure you smash that thumbs up button as well. But yeah, in all fairness, it's not looking too good for Bitcoin, to be honest. It's not looking too good. Oh, wow, it's already 6 o'clock. I didn't even realize what time it was. How long have you been trading, and how long and how did you learn? Sorry. How long have you been trading and how did you learn? So I've been trading for four years now. Yeah, so 4 years. I started off with literally just investing in Tesla. You know, I just I watched someone, I don't know who it was. I just watched someone online, and they were saying how you need to invest for the future. So I literally got in on Tesla, and I did fairly well on Tesla actually. And I didn't know anything. I knew absolutely nothing, and I made quite a bit of money on Tesla, just like putting some savings in there. And then I thought, oh, you know, I need to do this more. You know, I've just made a whole bunch of money. Let's look at let's look at this this in more detail. So yeah, I started looking at it, and I started off with like trading the ES and the NQ. Had absolutely no success with that. You know, I was literally looking at these, watching these big influencers, right, and trading all of these types of patterns, head and shoulders patterns, and yeah, I just got completely wrecked. And then I stumbled across crypto, got into crypto, made some money in crypto, and then yeah, I started following this. I started following this guy who used to work. I can't remember his name now. Used to work at Barclays. He used to work at Barclays hedge fund bank, and he would read order flow, and he sold these order flow courses. I literally just bought one of those, and yeah, just learned to read this order flow really. And that was a big step, a big step. But before that, this was like 2 years into my journey. I like a load of money just doing silly bets, silly trades. Not putting a stop loss. I was risking my whole portfolio pretty much on each trade. Okay, and it was that thing of where at the start I made more money than I'd ever seen in my life, and then I thought I could keep doing that, and then I lost more. I just lost it all. I lost more than I made, and I just lost like my initial investment and any money that I'd made prior in my prior investments as well. I just lost everything, right? Literally from more money than I'd ever seen in my life to just zero, nothing. And then that's when I was like, right, I really need to learn what's going on here. So yeah, a big thing was like order flow. I just literally just spent ages like understanding order flow. Now I don't use order flow to the extent that I was previously using it for, because my strategy has of course like changed over time. But yeah, for like the first 2 years of trading, I just lost everything. I wiped out 2 accounts, and it wasn't a small amount of money. Like I wiped out 2 accounts. I thought that was it. I thought my life was over literally. And then once I started to like understand order flow and understand how markets work and understand what actually moved the markets, which was literally about 2 years ago now. That's when I started becoming semi-successful in it. I still wasn't profitable, like semi-successful, and then it did take me like 6 months. And then I actually started to be like, oh wow, I'm actually making consistent profits here. I actually think I could turn this into a full-time gig, because like originally I did have a full-time job at the same time, and I was just like swing trading. I wasn't doing any intraday trades or anything like that. It was literally just swing trading, kind of what I've been doing recently here with the 12-hour chart, where I've been taking these big swing trades, right? That's kind of what I was doing. And then I started, then I got to that point where I was like, I was actually making more money doing this than working. So what's the point of working if I'm making more money doing this? So that's kind of how it played out really. And then here I am today, doing what I love as a full-time job, right? And being able to pretty much do what I want whenever I want. Of course, there are limitations, because I do need to have access to Wi-Fi. I do need to kind of be at a desk. I do need to kind of have 2 screens, because I like to look at my charts on one, have my exchange on another, and I've got a 3rd screen here as well. Sometimes I have my order flow on that one, but I don't mind just scrolling between the 2. But it's like there are some limitations, but you're not required to be somewhere. You're not required. I can bring this wherever I want. It's really nice. And then now I'm kind of just doing this as a hobby, because I'll be perfectly honest, I did get a little bit bored. Trading isn't it's not exciting, and especially when you've been doing it now successfully for 2 years. It does get a little bit boring at times. I have to admit that. A lot of the time it's waiting around for setups to play out, or waiting for trades to play out. So it does get a little bit boring. Previously, I was speaking to Damien in the Discord, and he was saying how trading is a hobby for him at the moment, and he of course has a full-time job and some other things as well. But for me, that's how it started as well. It was literally a hobby and like a bit of a side hustle, and then it turned into a full-time gig. And then now, what I do here, like the YouTube, sharing my analysis, like sharing what I know, is kind of like a hobby of mine as well. Because what you have to remember here is, the trade that I took from all the way down here, right? This was almost a month, right? Almost a month I was in this trade. Okay, not quite a month, but yeah, just over 20 days, right? 23 days roughly I was in this long trade for. Okay, even longer if you count where, like 26 days, let's say. Okay, so that's 26 days of doing absolutely nothing. Okay, it was, of course, I took a little short trade from here as well, which was nice, and then I took this long trade here. So on this whole move up, I took three trades. Okay, on that whole move up. Okay, and yeah, I mean, again, it's a lot of sitting around, it's a lot of doing nothing, and just, yeah, you can come and sit at the computer and have a look at the charts, but it's like, I don't need to. So yeah, if you're looking to make this a full-time gig, yeah, it's always nice to have a hobby on the side as well, because yeah, it does get a little bit boring. Especially, like, of course, if you're like a day trader and you're scalp trader, yeah, okay, that's like a full-time gig. But I see this as like a part-time thing, because I'm not. Yes, I'm looking at the charts every single day, but I'm not necessarily. I'm not entering into trades every day. Most of the time I'm just waiting for a setup to play out, or I'm waiting for a setup to show itself to me. So it's a lot of waiting about. And now I just kind of do this as like a hobby, and it'd be like, eventually, maybe this will be like another source of income. Okay, this will possibly turn into another source of income. Who knows? I don't really care. I'm just doing it because I enjoy it. I enjoy sharing my analysis, because I understand that when I started, I didn't have anyone telling me that order flow is what you need to know in this market. Understanding how the markets work, okay, is what you need to know. Trading triangle patterns, I would throw a few names out there: Cole the Moon, Crypto, who else was there? That Da Vinci, who I respect all of them very, very highly. I know Da Vinci made that video about 13, 14 years ago, buy $1 of Bitcoin. I respect these guys a lot. I know that they have made a lot of money in crypto. But yeah, the way that they trade, okay, is how I learned to trade, and it was proven not to work, because I got wrecked twice. I got completely destroyed twice trying to trade how they trade. And to be honest, I don't actually know how they're still around. I think it's just because it's more of the entertainment side of things. But yeah, a lot of people still watch them, and a lot of people still think that they are the best traders in the world, which, I mean, they've of course made a lot of money with trading Bitcoin. But I can tell you that all of their money, pretty much all of the money that they've made in trading, has been off of buying Bitcoin and altcoins very, very cheap, and just riding which, of course it works, right? It works. It's a good strategy. Okay. It can make you a lot of money in the long term. But yeah, they were in a lot earlier than I was. Okay. So they'd already established themselves. They'd already made their money in the markets, because they got in very, very early. And I guess, that's why they're so popular in that. But the way that they trade, it's not how you make money in these markets. These triangle patterns. It's not nice, because I understand a lot of people do fall for it. And I please show me a profitable trader that trades breakouts of triangle patterns and breakouts of head and shoulders patterns. Like, please show me, because I haven't seen a single one. I haven't seen a single one. It's not how markets work. Markets don't work because of triangles. It's not how it works, right? Market moves because of liquidity. Market moves because of in the time data, right? Orders coming in and out of the market. This is it. This is the bread and butter of the markets. So yeah, that was like how I learned. Okay, I've probably been waffling too much. I'm sorry, I do that a lot. But yeah, how did I learn? Order flow. Once you understand order flow, everything changes, right? Everything changes. You start to look for short trades when price is rising, and you start to look for long trades when price is falling, because you understand, right, where there are trapped traders, okay? Because trap traders, right, are fearful, emotional retail traders who lose 90% of the time. So why trade like them when you can trade the opposite way, okay, and make a lot more money, and be right the majority of the time? And that's, you know, where order flow comes into place, right? Order flow tells me where these fearful, emotional retail traders are who are about to get wrecked. And what do? I take advantage of that. Okay. It's a horrible thesis. It's a horrible concept, right? But that's what works. You've got to be selfish in this market. Everyone's in this market for themselves. So, you know, you have to look for where people are going to get wrecked. And yeah, perfect example. I might have to, I hope this doesn't ruin the stream. Or can I find another example? I want to pull up ExoChart desktop because you can look further back. Let's just have a look at this. Let's have a look at this high here. Okay, this is okay. Right here. This is perfect, right? There are better examples, okay? More extreme examples, okay? For example, back here, and I will briefly talk about them, okay? But yeah, this is just a perfect example, right? We've had a breakout of a level, right? What has happened on that breakout, right? We've had 10 million new long trades open up here, right? We know it's 10 million new long trades because 10 million positive delta, open interest increase. We then have 19 million new long trades because 19 million positive delta, open interest increasing, right? Then what happens? Price starts to pull back, okay? So we have around 30 million new long trades, right, who are now underwater on this candle here. And if you look prior to that as well, you have 21 million, okay? So you have 50 million long trades who are underwater at this moment in time. All of these long trades were looking at a breakout. All of these long trades are anticipating, okay, 70K and higher, right? But price starts to pull back. They are all underwater. What happens? They are then forced to cover. And you can see it in this candle here. You can see 40 million long trades close. Why? Because 40 million negative delta and open interest decreases. Okay, what then happens to price? We see this big pullback. Okay, very, very plain and simple. And there are better examples and more extreme examples, right? The short trade that we had from here, there was like 85 or 80 million new long trades opening up here. Okay, and they were all at the high as well. And everybody was expecting all-time high. Price pulled back, formed a failed auction. Price had the big pullback. Okay, it's just, yeah. That's how markets work, right? If you've got trap traders and they're forced to cover, what do they have to do? They sell into the market, pushing the price down. Mr. FFS, what a nightmare. Good to see you back, my friend. Yes, I have closed my long. Well, I didn't close it, right? The stop loss was at entry. So, yeah, long was stopped at entry. So, yeah, here you can see this was the closed long trade. Okay. And where are we? Yeah, realized P&L over just a little over $10,000 and status all closed. Okay, so that trade is now all closed. Yes. I think we've all been caught out by those YouTube influencers. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I'll openly admit it. You know, I lost a lot of money from trying to be them, trying to trade like they do. I agree. If trading would be that simple, everybody would be rich trading Bitcoin. Exactly. If trading triangle patterns and breakouts was really something that worked, everybody would be rich because it's so simple. But it's not, right? It's not. Wait, what do you trade on triangles? So you ignore trends, support, resistance, RSI. Yeah, literally. Yeah, Mr. FFS, what a nightmare. I literally ignore all of that. Well, I say all of that. So support and resistance, I'm aware of it and I use it a little bit. RSI, I do not use. Stochastic RSI, I do not use. MACD, I do not use. Let me just clarify this, right? What's going on here? Yeah, let me just clarify this. I became profitable within trading once I started when I stopped using RSI, stochastic RSI, and MACD. Once I stopped using them, those helped me in my journey of becoming profitable. Why? Okay, because these are lagging indicators. When they give signals, right, you've already missed the trade. Okay, those are lagging indicators. I don't like those indicators. I don't use them. This is all personal preference. Okay, maybe they work for you. Okay, but for me, that's once I got rid of those, that really helped me. If you want a good indicator, okay, I'll give you indicator. It's not really an indicator, but you can call it an indicator. Bitcoin continuing to pull back here, but yeah, head over to coinalize.net. Okay, yeah, if you want to succeed a little bit more in your trading, if you want to get that little bit of a step closer to becoming a profitable trader. This is not a financial advice or anything. It's just what worked for me. RSI, stochastic RSI, MACD, get rid of all of that. Head over to coinalize.net, okay, and pull up the open interest here and the CVD. The CVD gives good divergences, okay? These are the only divergences that I ever look at, okay? And that is when price is forming higher lows, okay? And the CVD is forming lower lows, okay? This tells us, right, because this tells us that there is more aggressive shorting happening here, okay, than there was happening here, okay, because CVD is ticking towards the downside, right, because this is the running total of delta, okay, and if this is forming a lower low, this is telling us that more people are shorting, right? There's more shorts coming into the markets. However, price is looking bullish because we're in this bullish structure. So price action is bullish. What do you expect? Okay, well, you expect to rise towards the upside, and that's exactly what you saw here. And then, of course, you have the vice versa, where you have a lower high on Bitcoin, and then on the price. Why am I charting the open interest? Why am I charting? All right, yeah, I'm charting the open interest. I don't know why. But yeah, when you see CVD ticking towards the upside, okay, forming a higher high, and then price action, let's say price action was forming a lower high, okay, that's another divergence that I look at as well. So yeah, I don't like, I want to clarify this quickly. I don't ignore triangle patterns. I just don't trade them. I don't fully ignore them. I acknowledge them. For example, we were looking at a triangle pattern back here, and this is what helped us enter into the short trade, right? So we were looking at this as a triangle pattern here, okay? So I don't ignore them, I just don't trade them. Or I do trade them, but in the vice versa. So everybody here, right, was expecting all-time high. Why? Because we've got a breakout of a triangle. They were looking for the all-time high to be taken out. And what else were they looking for? Well, they were looking for this kind of target of let's get rid of the extended right line. Okay, they were looking at a target of, on this breakout, they pulled from the high to the low. They're expecting a target of 85K, right? So we saw 85 million new long trades opening up here. Unfortunately, I cannot show you the proof, but you just have to take my word for it. I'm not lying to you. There are about 85 million new long trades coming in on that move up there, okay? What happens, right? Price rolled over, faked out, okay, formed a failed auction, big pullback there, and that's what I shorted, okay? We also had a naked point of control at that level as well. So let's just pull that up because that was a beautiful short trade, yeah. So this was the short, okay, and we had a naked point of control, a weekly naked point of control at that, and that was the short trade that I took, plain and simple. So I don't ignore triangle patterns, I just trade against them. If we see something like we saw there, I will short a break towards the upside of a triangle. So yeah, I'll just clarify that I don't ignore them, I just don't trade them. And the majority of the time, every time I do trade them, I counter trade them. Thought you had a long from the 50s and you added around 60ish. Yeah, I do have longs from lower prices on. So yeah, longs from lower prices, I do still have some open, okay, on other exchanges, right? I have yeah, how many exchanges do I have? About 5 exchanges. So yeah, that account that I showed you there, I'm not currently logged in, I don't think. No, I've not got my VPN on, so no, I don't. So yeah, so this one that I logged, this one that I usually like trade on. This is my main account, and then on other accounts I do have longs open still from very low prices, and of course those were all the proof is in the Discord, right? Yeah, I could scroll up, but it would take too long. Oh, actually, no, it would be all right. I still have those longs open. They're just not huge trades anymore. So even further back, but yeah, I do still have trades. It's true they are very laggy. Exactly. I don't trade futures. I'm sticking with my spot bag. It's a very smart thing to do. To be honest with you. That is a very smart thing to do. These were longs from Jesus, 20,000. Yeah, that would be really nice if I kept. Oh, that was a short actually. Yeah, that would have been a lovely trade to keep open, right? Entry price $27,000 approximately. That would have been a beautiful long trade to still have open till this day. But of course, back then I did not know we were going to come this high. Here it was. So this was the long trade from $41,000 that we took there. So yeah, I still have like a portion of that, and I had one from $51,000 that's still open on another account. But you said a long from low 50s. Yeah, so I have a long from $51,000 open as well on another account. So yeah, that was a nice trade. Not a huge trade anymore. I've taken the majority of the profits off of that trade now. So yeah, that's pretty much closed. What about Market Cipher or Lux Algo? Lux Algo, I don't know. They are based on RSI and MACD. Market Cipher, I don't know. I have like mixed. I have no judgment because I've not looked into them. I can judge head and shoulders patterns. I can judge triangle patterns. I can judge whatever other silly patterns that are out there are. I can judge those because I've tried and tested them and they don't work. Lux Algo, I don't know really. Market Cipher, I'm on the fence with. Because there's someone out there that I genuinely think does make good money in the markets, right? Consistent. Jason Casper, he's someone that I've looked up to as well. I don't use Market Cipher, and I know that he does. So it's like, I like him because he shows the proof as well. He shows literally every trade that he's in. So yeah, that's why I like him. Because a lot of people, they won't show you what trades they're in. They'll just tell you that they're in a trade. But I like the people that show you that they're in a trade. So yeah, I know that he uses Market Cipher, but if it's based on an RSI and a MACD, I thought it had open interest. I don't know. I can't comment on that, to be honest with you. But I know that Jason Casper uses Market Cipher, and I do kind of respect him because he does show the trades that he's in. But I've never used Market Cipher. I've never used Lux Algo, and I never will use them ever in my life because what's the point? There's no need, right? I'm already making consistent profits from the market. So, with what I'm using. So, I think if I add those, it's just going to either overcomplicate things or make me a rubbish trader, make me a losing trader. Why am I going to change what works for me? So I would never use them. But yeah, Market Cipher, I'm a bit on the fence with. Lux Algo, I have no idea. But yeah, I think I haven't realized what time it is. It is 6:30. Wow, where has this day gone? So yeah, I'm going to leave that there. So yeah, thank you very much everybody for watching. It's good to see familiar faces in here. Eric, it's always good to see you, my friend. Ben, it's good to see you as well. Yeah, I don't believe I'd seen you for a few streams, so it was good to see you here as well. Mr. FFS, what a nightmare, still love that name. Really good to see you back as well. So yeah, thank you everybody very much for watching. Please make sure you do smash that thumbs up button before we finish. And yes, I will see you tomorrow for the last live stream of the week, which is Friday, of course. And of course, if you want access to the Visionary Discord where I give all of my trades away, of course, we have the daily market updates in there as well. Okay. Yeah, that's the first link in the description. Or if you just want the free Discord and that, then yeah, that's the second link in the description. So yeah, I hope you guys have a lovely, lovely rest of your day. And yeah, I will speak to you tomorrow. And for any Visionary members, of course, I'll see you over in the Visionary Discord. Quick one from Mr. FFS. What a nightmare. I'm waiting for Bitcoin to drop to 53K to rebuy. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea whatsoever. But of course, you know, I'd like to see the sign of strength personally before I see the trade. I will, you know, like I say a lot, I will never set a limit order. Okay, I will look for price to see to do what I want it to do. Okay, lots of shorts opening up at the low, price reclaims, right? We then get trap traders. That's the long for me. That's my personal preference. That's how I like to trade. So yeah, thank you very much for your input, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. See you later, and goodbye.
Take me home, 'cause I wanna feel like I belong. They relate to all this pain in my past, so they listen to my song. So let's go back to where it began and where it all started from. Take this chance, one last dance, 'cause I've been waiting way too long. Take my hand, I wanna show you something. Promise I've been dying to see ya. They say the grass ain't always greener. I guess what they're saying is true. In my dreams, that's where I seen her. Take my heart and take all of me, girl. Let me show you what I wanna do. I wanna spend the rest of my life with you. Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half, left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here? Are you listening, darling? Look where we started.